they're pretty much starting the season on August 15th in the sixth inning. That's how I want to portray it to the boys. In other words, we got to get after it quickly. The team that gets off to a poor start, pretty much, you don't even know what the attention span of the players are going to be after that because there's really no time to recover.
That was a conversation we did as part of the commissioner special I taped a month ago. Here's Mark Teixeira getting ready for the start of the baseball season. What do you think of what Madden is saying there? These teams need to start fast.
Well, Joe is exactly right. And I take it a step further, Greeny. You can't have a bad week once the season starts. Think about this. Every game is basically worth 3 in a 60-game season. So if you have a bad turn through the rotation, where for 5 days in a row your starting pitchers just don't have it, that's like losing 15 games in a row. It can destroy a season. So it's not just a bad start, but it's a bad week that you cannot have in this 60-game sprint. A cold bats, a bad pitching rotation. Anybody that has a bad week is going to have a bad season.
It's going to be fascinating to watch how managers choose to manage this. You'd be basically treating the start of the regular season almost like you might treat a playoff series. It'd be very interesting to see what they do with their bullpens and everything else. That said, on the field, what storyline are you most looking forward to watching play out?
I cannot wait to see Mookie Betts in a Dodgers uniform. Listen, the Dodgers already had the best roster in the National League before they traded for Betts. So they're going to have a great team. You have a guy who thrived in the pressure cooker of Boston. And now he's going to baseball heaven at Dodger Stadium. Mookie Betts could put up some special numbers this year in a 60-game season with a great roster in the Dodgers.
I feel like I've been saying the Dodgers are a prohibitive favorite to win the National League for a very long time. And obviously they haven't managed to win the World Series in decades. But if I told you right now it's not going to be the Dodgers in the National League, who's the biggest threat?
It's the defending champs, the Washington Nationals. You know, I talk a lot about how difficult it is to repeat as World Series champions. But that's because the long postseason run is physically draining. It's emotionally draining. So you show up to spring training, and in April when the season starts, you're still kind of tired. Nationals had 4 months off. These guys are going to be rested, and if Max Scherzer stays healthy, if Strasburg stays healthy, if you have guys step up like they did last year in the postseason and get hot, and Juan Soto is an MVP candidate, this team is just as talented as anybody in the game, and the Nationals can beat the Dodgers.
All right, and then how about on the other side? People consider to be the Yankees a prohibitive favorite in the American League. If not them, then who?
I think it's their division rival, the Rays. You look at how dominant their pitching is, the starters and the bullpen, and make the fact that you're going to have the beginning of the season be very pitcher friendly. I think the hitters are going to take a little bit longer to catch up to the pitching. So if the Rays get hot, they can keep that momentum through the 2-month season into the postseason. They have guys that don't really swing and miss a lot. They don't swing for the fences, so their lineup can manufacture runs. They can figure out a way to win games. And you add that great pitching, and the Rays can be really dangerous in the American League.
Remember, we will see the Yankees and the Nationals and the Dodgers and the Giants Thursday here on ESPN. Mark, let's talk later in the week, and we'll sort of start figuring out exactly what a 60-game season is actually going to look like.